Hello everyone, welcome to the series of O-Level Mathematics Class 9-1 Cambridge IGCSE syllabus. As you know, we are doing the concept of functions, and for this we are following chapter 21 of Collinsbook. In our last lecture, we studied the concept of inverse functions, how to represent them, how to find the inverse of any function, and if we are given any two functions, how to check them they are inverses of each other or not. In today's video, we will see some questions related to these concepts. And for this, we will do exercise 21b of Colin's book. But before that, if you didn't subscribe our channel already, please like and subscribe our channel and share with your colleagues. If you have any query and questions regarding these concepts, please write us on the comments box.
Let's start exercise 21b, question 1. In question 1, we have to ask find f inverse of x for each of these functions. So we are given these four functions and we have to ask find the inverse of these functions. So let's do part A. So in part A, f of x is equals to x plus 7. Okay, so to find the inverse, we know we have some steps to do. So step 1, replace f of x. So replace this f of x by y. So this is our first step. So this f of x become y equals x plus 7, right? Step 2 is find out y. Find out x expression. So what we have to do, we have to take x on one side and other thing on the other side. So this is plus 7, this become minus 7, so y minus 7 equals x. Okay, so step 2 is done. Now x is on just alone. Step 3, just the replacement. So replace x with f of x with f inverse of x. So y minus 7 is equal to f inverse of x. And then replace in step 4, replace x with y. So this y become x minus 7 equals f inverse of x. Then we are done. So f inverse x equals x minus 7. So the inverse of this function, this f of x is this f inverse x, and to do this we have to take these simple four steps, the very simple and trivial steps. Okay, now let's do part B. Part B, which is f of x equal 8 of x. Now I will not use these English sentences. In paper you don't have to write these sentences, you just have to do these steps, not the English. So here I am doing this without these writing these step sentences. So we have given f of x equals 8 of x. First thing what we have to do, replace f of x with y. So y equals 8 of x. Then in the second step we have to find the value of x. So x equals y upon 8. So this become x. Now y upon 8 equals, instead of x, write f inverse of x. And now replace y with x. So x over 8 is f inverse x. So 4 steps we easily did. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and we found out the part B answer. This, the question C and part C and D are really easy and similar to part A and B. Try it out yourself. Okay, good. Okay, now let's do exercise 2, question 2, exercise 31b. Okay, so here we have to find out the values of these things. Okay, so previously we studied in 21a that there are two ways to write a function. First thing, to write f of x equals, right, 2x plus 7. I can write function like this. And also I can write function like this, the same function that x, this arrow sign, 2x plus 7. So both are the representation to represent the same function. We write f of x equals to x plus 7, or write f and this sign in which we mathematically say such that, so function such that x goes to 2x plus 7. So both are equivalent. Now here they are giving us the question in this format, right? So we are given f such that this f take x and map it to x upon 2 plus 6. So whenever you got question in this format, your first step is to change into this standard format, which is, so this thing we can write as well like this, f of x equals x upon 2 plus 6, right? Because we know the both things are equal. Okay, now after changing it into standard format, what they asked in our step A, so in step A we have to ask f of 4. So just write, so we have to ask f of 4. We have f of x, so in place of x we write 4. So f of 4 is 4 upon 2 plus 6. So in place of x I just put 4. So f of 4 is 2 under 2, 2 to the 4, 2 plus 6 is 8. F of 4 is 8. Okay. In part B, they ask us about f inverse of it. So now we don't have the inverse function in which we have to put it. So for part B, we first have to find out f inverse of x, and then we put it in it. So we have f of x is equals x upon 2 plus 6. So now we know how to find the inverse. So the first step, replace f of x with y, so y equals x upon 2 plus 6. Then we have to find the value of x. So for which what we can do, this is plus 6, it goes there, x minus y minus 6 equals x upon 2. Then this 2 goes there, so 2 is it is dividing here. On the left hand side we multiply with y minus x equals to x, right? So 2y minus 2 6 12 equals x. So x equals 2y minus 12. So the second step is done. Now the third step is to replace this x with f inverse x. So just we have to write f inverse x, and in place of y we have to write x. So 2x minus 12 is equals to f inverse of x. So this is f inverse of x. Okay, so now we have f inverse of x, which is 2x minus 12. And now we go back to our part. We have to find f inverse of it. Now we have f inverse. We put 8 in place of x. So this becomes 2. This is 8 minus 12. 8 into 2 is 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. So here we are done with the part B as well. Now part B, we have to put minus 2, right, in place of x. So when we put minus 2 over 2 gives minus 1 plus 6 gives us 5. Part D, we have to put 5, right, in F inverse. So F inverse is 2x minus 12. So when you put 5 in place of x, so 2 5 is 10, 10 minus 12 is minus 2. So do part C and D by yourself. So now we are doing question 3 of exercise 21B. And in question 3, we are asking that find the inverse of each of these functions. So there are 6 functions and we have to find inverses of each of them. So let's do part 1. So in part 1, f of x is equals x upon 3 minus 2. So for f inverse of x, our first step to replace y with f of x. Now x equals x minus 3 over 2. Then y, this minus 2 goes there, y plus 2 equals x upon 3. Then this 3 goes on the left hand side, multiply with y plus 2, right? And then 3y plus 6 equals x. Then step 2 is done. Then we found out the value of x in term of y. And then replace this x with f inverse of x and replace this y with x. So 3x plus 6 is equal to f inverse x. And we are done with the question. Okay, the part B. So in part B, we have to find again the inverse of the function f of x equals 4x minus 5. So f of x, again, we replace it with y, 4x minus 5. Then in the second step, it becomes y plus 5 equals 4x. And then y plus 5 upon 4 equals x. So step 2 is finding out the expression for x. We found out the expression of x. Now just the replacing part, y plus 5 upon 4 equals f inverse x. And then x plus 5. So replace y with x. And we got the inverse of the function. So this is the answer of part B. Now part C and D are similar to A and B. So try it out by yourself. Part E is also very easy. Try it out by yourself. Let's do part F. Part F. Part F is f of x equals x to the power 3. 4 multiplied by x to the power 3. So again, replace f of x with y. So it becomes 4x to the power 3. Then y upon x. Sorry, not y upon x. Y upon 4. Okay. So y on 4. So let's do it in the other step. So y equals f4 x cube. This first step. The second step, y upon 4 is equal to x cube. Then we have x cube. Now to remove the power, we have to take 1 upon 3, right? Cube root. So take cube root on both sides. So cube root means power 1 upon 3. Power 1 upon 3. So why we are taking power 1 upon 3 on both sides? Because we have to cancel out this 3 with 1 upon 3. Because what is the second step? In the second step, we have to find the value of x. Right now we have value of x cube. We don't need it. We have to find value of x. So to eliminate the power, always take a reciprocal of this power on the both sides. So here we have x cube. So we take 5 upon 4 power 1 upon 3 and x cube power 1 upon 3. Always do the same thing. whatever power you got. If you got x power 4, so take power 1 upon 4. So it helps us is to cancel out this 3 with this 3, and what we left with just y. So I can open it, y raised to the power 1 upon 3, 4 raised to the power 1 upon 3 equals 2x. And remember, this 1 upon 3 can be written as 3 and this, right? So both things are equal. Power 1 upon 3, or you can write this power. Likewise, we know that when we write root, so this root means square root, and we can write 1 upon 2 in place of square root as well. So this means we can write root 3y 34 equals x. So now we found out the value of x. Now just the replacement. So 3y 3. So this is small 3, right? Not multiply with 3. Not this. This is not this, right? This is wrong. Small 3 above the root and then this thing. So 3, then 3, 4 equals f inverse of x. We replace x with f inverse of x. And then in the fourth step, what we have to do? 4. So replace this y with x in step 4. This is f inverse x, and we are done with the inverse of f of x, which is 4x cubed. So part B, C and D are very simple to do by C, D and E with the homework. Do it by yourself, and question 3 is complete now.